All my chuleta.
What time it is?
All my chuleta maniacs.
Woo!
There we go.
Woo!
Woo! Sorry, guys.
We're having the beer already.
It's not a dancing song.
You can dance to this. Or if you're listening to at work,
Only if your name is
you
Cisco.
can just go to your boss. Stun him.
If your name is Cisco, you could dance them both to this.
Yeah. If you're at work or you're with your girlfriend, what do you want to eat? Nothing. Kick her in the belly and stun her.
Oh my God.
And the middle finger her. This is so the Chuleta brother said you.
Goodness.
Woo!
This is the Chuleta Stunner for everybody. People, when you hear the intro, you know what it is.
So today's podcast, we have a special guest, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Woo! Yeah, right.
What?
Psych.
What?
Oh, yeah,
Get out
man.
here with these two Hispanics.
Chuleta Brothers coming through. This is episode 60. Yeah, man.
60. Welcome back.
April
welcome
8th.
back.
We're actually doing it a little early. We were planning to do one yesterday, but just got fucking caught up busy. We didn't get a chance to do our predictions for the WrestleMania, but we'll talk about WrestleMania in this one, and we'll talk about maybe TV shows and a little Game of Thrones, since Game of Thrones is now starting to heat up and stuff. But how's your week been so far, my brother?
We're going too fast. This is welcome back.
This is why I get smacked.
Yeah, Lee's trying to close it out already.
Yeah.
He's trying to put the Frank Sinatra song when the Yankee game ends. My word. Let's start off with telling you guys, repost our pictures, give us likes, 5-star reviews, 5-star ratings, etc., etc. You know how it is. Keep liking our stuff.
how it be, son.
Keep liking our stuff, because the more you guys like it, the more we could put out there for you guys, and then we could stay wherever you listen to your podcast, like iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, wherever you download the podcast and subscribe. So the more you hit likes and reviews, the more we could continue doing these programs. Now going from that, the week was good. Saturday, didn't do much. Went to visit a friend with his new baby. Drank shits at home. Relaxed. The only thing, you had NXT on Friday. You had Hall of Fame, and that was like a 3-hour event. And then WrestleMania was Sunday. But we could get into that later on. We'll do a quick recap. We won't spend the whole podcast on it, because I know there's a lot of fans of our show that are not wrestling fans. But when we first started this podcast, we said that was one of our main things we were going to talk about, because Lee and I are big wrestling fans. But other than that, how's your week been so far? I know it's Monday, but
good. It's pretty much starting because we're doing it earlier than we normally do. Weekend was chilled. Been getting, and I'll talk about this when we talk about TV shows. So just chilled, watching TV. Did brunch on Sunday. Hit up this brunch spot out in Cliffside Park. So when you guys like to do brunch, if you like to do like bottomless mimosas, and you're in the Jersey area, like in North Jersey, hit up this place called Rustica Lounge. It's on Cliffside Park. Yeah, $15, or you could drink for like 2 hours. Can't go wrong.
Make sure you don't be like Lee and fall asleep though.
Yeah. I was fucking tired as fuck. And then after that, we went to met up Al, had some beers in Sedona, had some drinks there, and then we got into this whole WrestleMania thing that we could just get into it now, which started I think 7:00 on Sunday. It was in New Jersey.
It fucking started at 5 if you count the kickoff.
Yeah, so it started at 5, and this is an event that we have planned to go to. I'm kind of glad I didn't go to, just for the the thing of spending money. And then I heard to get home was like a shit show.
Well, those are the people that parked and took the train. If I would have went, I would have took my car and I would have got. It was traffic to get out.
Yeah.
But I won't be waiting for a train. Like I saw, there was one guy who wrote that he didn't get home too close to like 3:30 in the morning. That's because the trains were running.
Yeah.
You know, the NJ Transit should expect. You know, because you could park at a different parking lot and take the train, and they run every 10 minutes. 15 minutes. But the show ended after midnight, so they were not going by that rule, and a lot of people were going crazy for that. So, in that one part, I'm glad I did stay home and watch it from home. I had a good view, because if I would have bought tickets, I probably would have been sitting underneath God's balls.
That's another thing, was that a lot of people had good tickets, or they paid, and then they didn't have a good view. So, like, Randy Orton posted on his Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
He apologized to fans because I guess they had a big light.
It was a light hitting, and they couldn't watch the fight.
Yeah, so, it kind of sucks. That's the bad thing of watching wrestling in a football field, is that you're not going to really get a good thing unless you buy the seats at the floor. Mm-hmm. Then you're good. But other than that, it's probably not worth it, because if they close the top part, you probably won't see it. You'll probably be doing a mixture of watching a little bit of the ring and then watching whatever flat screen they have.
I guess people just do it to say they were there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's like Super Bowl.
I still would like to go. But, I mean, the Super Bowl, you can see the game because the field is so big.
Yeah, but if you sit on top, it's not like you're sitting in the bottom either.
Yeah, but you can still see the game.
Yeah, but if I go to Super Bowl, I don't want to sit on top. I want to go on the bottom.
No, but even if you sit on top, you can still see it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Compared to wrestling.
I don't know if I'm going to pay $1,000 to sit up there.
Because will you pay $400 to go to a Super Bowl or $400 to go to a WrestleMania from the top?
Neither one.
That's what I'm saying. But if you had to pick from two, I would pick the Super Bowl, because at least the arrangement doesn't change. The thing is, like, if they put the canopy, whatever, you can't really see.
Yeah.
With the thing. And I mean, the wrestling ring is so small. Even if you go to Madison Square Garden and you sit in the nosebleeds, it's hard to see. So I could imagine that MetLife, which is a big stadium, to watch the event, it must be something. But yeah, you go for the fans, you go for like the fun of it. Like, sure, it's fun. The only thing is just it's super long.
I'm guessing a lot of people went to bars and watched it at the TV.
Yeah.
Just like we did when we went to see the Giants game. Mm-hmm. I paid to sit down and have the experience, but we only sat for 10 minutes and we ended up going to a bar. And so I paid $160 to sit at a bar and watch a game when I could have sat.
The thing is, like, to go to the WrestleMania is a lot more fans than the game we went.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because they do 82,000.
Yeah.
And that's because they're counting the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
So to go to a bar, that must be like, you probably can't even reach the bar unless you're there like super, super early. And then I'm sure I wonder how they do for wrestling. They probably close the bar probably after 9. Since it's Jersey.
They have to, because at 10 o'clock is
because there's no halftime.
No. So 10 o'clock in Jersey is the rule that you can't get hard liquor. But you can continue getting beers till like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But in football games, at a certain quarter, like in the Yankee Stadium, by 8th inning,
7th inning,
you can't get any more beers.
Yeah, I think football's halftime.
Yeah, well, they close the bars halftime, but you can still get a drink if you're sitting in the seats or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, but I think by the ending of third quarter, you can't get beers anymore. Same thing with Yankee Stadium. Wrestling, I guess. 2 in the morning, you get beers. I don't see why not. But I'm guessing because they know that a lot of people driving. So they give you like at least a whole quarter to sober up. But look, who knows? You were fucking pre-gaming to when you're tailgating. And then you cut off people an hour before. Like, 30 minutes before the game finished? Like, you can't sober up in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but they have to cut off somehow. Yeah. But, so the wrestling event was yesterday. It started, it was 7 o'clock up to like 12:30. What was your highlight of the event, or like your best match or whatever.
Well, a lot of people saying that this WrestleMania wasn't all that. I actually enjoyed it. All the people that deserve to win won. I think the biggest one. It was the first. The first match was a great match, but it was short, which was the Brock and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
If you're not last, you gotta go first and start the show with a bang.
Yeah, you have to.
And which they did.
Yeah.
And that momentum kept carrying on because then he won a belt and the tag team belts and even Kofi winning the belt. So the momentum kept going. So everybody that needed to win the belt won.
Yeah.
Even the main event, which they fucked up. She should have never pinned her. She had to submit Charlotte Flair. So it was already on the internet. They fucked it up.
So what was the issue? Because of time?
It was time. Well, not time, because the programs were saying that they had an end time of 1 a.m. So they still had more than enough time.
Yeah.
It's just that they fucked up on the move, and the ref, instead of delaying the third count, he just kept going, and Ronda Rousey didn't kick off on time. So they couldn't do nothing after the ref counted 3. In reality, it was supposed to be that Becky Lynch submits Charlotte Flair, and she had Ronda Rousey was supposed to lose the match, but not being pinned or submitted. So you still could keep that mystery of Ronda Rousey still the toughest girl in the world. Nobody beat her. You know what I'm saying? But they fucked it up. So I don't know how they're gonna go from there.
She broke her hand.
Yeah, she broke her hand also. But like I said, I like the event. It's massive. Normally they don't do these big entrances like the one for Triple H.
Oh, he always gets a big entrance.
Finn Balor had a great entrance.
Yeah.
It's John Cena coming out as the old John Cena, the doctor of Dugonomics, rapping and all that.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, everything was good. Kurt Angle match. You know what I'm saying? We could have done without that.
Yeah.
Do we need from 7 all the way to midnight? No. They could do from 7 to 11. Like 4 hours.
4 hours.
Cut it back. 4 hours. Kick off 1 hour. Like I said, I don't want to get into a whole WrestleMania because if you guys...
No. I mean, this is what we're talking about. So, I think 4 hours, 4 hours and a half tops. But to go all the way to 12:30, especially like that if kids are watching it, they're not going to continue watching it. They got school the next day. So you're losing some, I'm sure there's a drop off. Probably for some point that people were like, after a while, they just were like...
Because I was good. I watched the whole thing. After you guys left, I kept drinking. I kept watching. So I was good. I don't mind, but sometimes it gets too long. Like, there's certain matches that it shouldn't be there.
The Kurt Angle shit, they should have done with that, and they should have done with... I would even took out the Finn Balor one. I would have eliminated maybe... And honestly, I would have never had the ladies finish. I would have had Kofi Kingston finish. Because for some reason, with me, the ladies always botch something.
Yeah, but
like I noticed, like they always botch a move, or there's always something.
It needed to be done this year, next year.
I guess they had to finish.
And you have one of the biggest names in your company, which is Ronda Rousey, as a female. So of course they were gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was thrown a lot last year. Ever since that, like, women could main event. But if you got Ronda Rousey in your company, why would?
And then they also did like a dance thing. They could have got without that.
Well, the dance break?
Yeah. Like, that was towards the end that I'm like, yo.
But that was like their way of doing...
To try to get the crowd energized.
It was like a halftime show.
Yeah,
they did it. Elias.
But this was... They try to get it to energize the crowd. The same thing. I didn't understand when this girl was in a helicopter because she didn't come in.
That was her entrance, supposedly.
But I'm like, she didn't even come into a helicopter.
Last year, the crowd was booing in the last match. So this year, the crowd was okay because 2 of my friends were there. He was like, the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
It was 12, 12:30, and the crowd was still into it because it was something new. 3 women